Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com. Today I want to talk to you about a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, and I have a little different take on it, but it's still her main quote, or at least it's attributed to her, and she said this: "Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people." And this is a true statement, but I would like to just take the minds part out and just put people in there, because sometimes people will say, well, I just don't have a great mind about me. And so that will be a way of them dismissing their lack of character. But this is such a true statement. People who are great, who are progressing, who are successful, what are they doing? They're talking about ideas. I have this idea. I'm going to start this business, this product we're going to launch. We're going to do this over here. They talk about ideas and things of substance and value. It may be philosophical ideas, but they're talking about ideas that have value. Average people, what are they talking about? Well, did you hear the news? Did you see the weather? Did you know about this political event? And they're just babbling about events and things going on in the world that really, if they had any honesty and any self-reflection, they realize it has nothing to do with them. It has no impact on their lives. And the fact they're wasting their time and effort on it makes the world a worse place. And then, of course, below average people, mediocre people, they discuss other people. They're gossiping. They're in the tabloids. They're talking about this politician may have done this, that politician may have done that, this person did this celebrity. And they're just all wrapped up in that trivial, evil gossip of life. You're going to have to be a person who chooses what you're going to be. Are you going to be a person who discusses great things, big things, ideas? Or are you going to be a person who discusses trivial events and politics and nonsense going on in the world? Or even worse, are you going to be someone who goes around talking about other people, revealing gossip, trying to find gossip, trying to uncover gossip, reading about it, and all that stuff that gets you nowhere in life? And it truly makes the world a worse place. And it's disrespectful to your Creator, the one who created you to think above those things, to rise above the trivialities of life and the cares of this world, and to be a person of substance and value and character. Because it's truly not just your mind, it's your whole being, everything about you, which of course is mind, that determines what you're going to be doing. Are you going to give in to the carnality of discussing trivialities, discussing other people? Or are you going to talk about real substantive things? Now, many people can't handle this. I've talked to people before, and all they have is the trivialities of the news and weather and sports and whatever. And you start talking to them about anything of substance, they immediately shut down. They have nothing, zilch. But rather than reflect and say, wow, I have nothing of substance to talk about, instead, they just try to redirect it back to the meaningless nonsense that they are used to spewing forth. You don't want to be one of those people that other people don't want to be around because you have nothing of value to talk about. And this is why it's so important to read. I'm not talking about reading fiction, but reading things of substance, things that are going to improve you and make you a better person, each and every day. Now, people will talk about reading the scripture, but are they implementing in their lives? The vast majority of them plainly say they don't. I'm a work in progress. We got to sin every day in thought, word, deed. And they have all these excuses for why they don't do the things they should be doing. And so reading good books that have value and substance, reading things that are spiritual in nature, aren't going to get you anywhere if you don't apply it. So just reading and going through the motions isn't going to help either. You need to become a person who is a person of character and substance, who has big ideas to talk about, who has things of importance and significance. Because I'm going to tell you, the vast majority of the world does not have that, including the vast majority of people filling up churches today. The only things they have to say is just parroting what their pastor has said, parroting something they heard from some preacher. They don't have any revelation of their heart, and you look at the Corinthians, despite the problems in that church, it was said that every one of them came with a revelation. Think of that. And there's people who've been sitting in church pews for 20, 30 years and never had a revelation. Except things that people have told them were revelations, but never of their own. By walking and being led by the Spirit of God have they come to a revelation of any kind of truth. And so you have to rise up above that. It is so much easier to just fall in line and be like everyone else. Talk about the weather, talk about gossip, talk about this, talk about sports, talk about the news, talk about this politician, talk about politics. That's so much easier to do because it is comfortable for most people. But actual thought, that thing that really many people are terrified of doing, and big ideas and things that other people might scoff at because it's not what they've been told about, because they've never even considered it, those things are hard to do. But you can't be worried about criticism. You can't be worried about whether people will accept your big ideas and your concepts and your thoughts and the things you're pondering, because that kind of thinking is what you should be doing. You don't want to worry about what other people think about it, because the reality is the only thing they think about is, why is he not gossiping like me? Why is she not babbling about this politician like me? Why don't they want to talk about politics like me? They're not thinking, wow, why don't I have big ideas? Why am I not thinking about great mysteries of the universe? Why am I wallowing around in this trivial nonsense that I'm talking about each and every day? They're not thinking about that. That's why they continue on down that path. But you, as a person of character and substance, there's something about you. You rise above the norm, the mediocre, the average. And so the words coming from your lips should be words of value, words of substance, of big ideas, of thoughts, never a word of cursing for other people. And if you must speak about another person, only words of blessing. And when you get in that mentality, and Philippians 4:8 is your guiding principle, because you're walking in love, you love God above all, and you love your neighbor as yourself, you will be a person of character, of substance, and that will be a light to the world. Because I've talked to thousands of people over the years, and there's very, very few that have ideas, that talk about ideas. Oh, there's some that have, little trivial ideas. Oh, I thought about this invention, but it's never really fleshed out. They never really think about it any more than that. Just some passing thought in their mind that they should have acted on, but they didn't. But I'm talking about people who each and every day are thinking, and they're pondering things, and they're questioning things they've already accepted and believed. Is that 100% purely accurate? And they're always tweaking and examining themselves and thinking and pondering things in the universe and coming up with big ideas. This is one of the reasons why I suggest that you do write down your ideas each and every day. If you have an idea, I don't care how dumb and trivial it may seem, write it down. Don't let that idea pass. And if you write down enough ideas, one of those ideas might be something that will make you a tremendous amount of money and, more importantly, bless the world. Be something of tremendous value and substance. You'll never get those kind of ideas talking about the weather, talking about the news, talking about politics, or worse yet, talking about the gossip of the world. So my friend, I want you to really consider this today. What kind of person are you? Are you a great person who's discussing ideas? Are you an average person who's discussing events and news and politics? Or are you a below average person, a mediocre person who is discussing other people? My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.